I asked all of you on a poll if you guys wanted to see a little bit more fall, and the majority of you said yes. So here's a pumpkin craft I would love for you all to try. This idea came from my friend Andrea at The Cutest Little Thing. Make sure you follow her so you can see her version. I started off with a foam pumpkin from Dollar Tree, and I gathered up some fabric strips that I wanted to use for this. Now all we're gonna do is run a little bit of hot glue around the pumpkin and start adding that fabric where that glue is. I'm gonna go in a crisscross motion, so you'll see me add that orange, and then I'll add orange on the opposite side. I did glue all around until I came to the top. That's when I cut off a little bit of that fabric and just made sure to glue all those ends down. Next, I'm using this cream and black homespun for the opposite side. Again, we are just making sure to run it all around and then run it around the other side as well. Here you'll see me add a little bit more of that orange, and then I went in with a ticking in the cream and black. And lastly, I finished it off with a little bit of cream. This looks really cool already, but of course we need a stem. I found these spindles at a vintage shop in San Antonio, so I'm using it for this craft. I had already removed the original stem, so all I had to do was add glue and add my new stem. Now moving on to embellishing this, I'm using a little bit of this Spanish moss. I made a little ring out of it because we are going to put it on the neck of our stem here. And for my tendrils, I'm using the 16 gauge rebar wire from Home Depot. I'm using my pliers to twist it and make a little tendril. I repeated the process, of course, and I made another tendril to make 2 of them. And since this pumpkin is made out of foam, I just jammed those in there and they went in perfectly. For my greenery, I did find this berry bush at Factory Direct Craft. I'll leave all links that you may need in the comments. I love how vintage it looks, and I added it underneath that Spanish moss. Of course, we had to add a little scripture tag to our pumpkin. These are engraved wooden scripture tags that you'll find on my Etsy shop in the links below. I stained it with a little bit of a distress oxide in the color Black Soot and glued that underneath my tendril on top of all that greenery. And you can't really see it, but I added a black little button on top of that hole where my tag is. And this pumpkin just turned out so beautiful. I love the color choice. I hope you all did too. Let me know in the comments if you're still crafting for fall or you're moving on to Christmas. Either way, thanks for watching.